you see a lot of armchair criticism in the Facebook groups and on blogs and on YouTube. The internet has exploded with the regular person's opinion about movies. And I'm not saying I know anything about movie criticism. I've written about movies on my blog, and I've read a lot of movie criticism. I have my favorites, Richard Brody, Pauline Kael, David Denby. I mean, I think what taught me the most about movie criticism was making my own films. But, and also, when I was at Columbia College, I only studied there for a year, and I studied fiction writing, and they have this thing called the story workshop method. And it normally in a workshop in a fiction program, you would read the piece like for homework, and then you'd come in the next day or the next class, and you'd be prepared with notes and gripes and criticisms, and and then the person would have to stay quiet. The author would have to stay quiet while everyone tore their piece to shreds, or overpraised it, or whatever happened. But at Columbia, you weren't allowed to do that. You didn't read it beforehand. You came into class and you read it out loud, and it was the first time you'd heard it, and then you went around in a circle and said what came back to you. And it just was recollections from the story. And what this was supposedly supposed to do was it was supposed to just tell the author what was working in their pieces. So when I'm talking about my friends' independent films, I like these movies. I can see a lot of beautiful qualities in all of these independent films because I know what kind of resources these people have. I know I can appreciate what they're trying to do, and so my judgment becomes clouded. I've talked about this like in my Tantrum review. I don't even, are these reviews? What's a review? I mean, like, I don't know. It's like most people, I think that if you watch a movie in a different setting or a different mindset, you might have a different outlook on it. So I mean, like, to talk about whether you like a movie or not, to me that's not really criticism. That's not movie reviews. I don't know. So I just try to describe the style, and I try to describe what the director is expressing. I don't know. So anyway, Luke Raymer, Under the Rainbow, and The White-Faced Man. Luke's a really nice guy. He wrote some really nice things about Pain Shack. So I traded a Pain Shack for this, and then I bought this, and so Luke told me that this is a sister film to this, so I wanted to see this in addition, so I could talk about both of them. And The White-Faced Man is 50 minutes, and Under the Rainbow is a feature. It's like 77 minutes, I think, or 72, 71 minutes. Anyway, they're a lot different than like what you see normally in the indie underground. They're a little bit more fantasy based. The White-Faced Man is a little less, but Luke's really into the script. He spends a lot of time crafting the story. It's structured well, and he's ambitious with his storytelling. He'll do these like storytelling tricks, not gimmicks, but like I don't want to give anything away. There's like one scene where in The White-Faced Man where the protagonist, his name's Draven, and he's a hitman, and like he's walking in this house, and like you see this person outside, like through the window, and that character, whatever. I don't want to give it away, but like there are these little like visual techniques that he tries to pull off, and it's really it's cool how much time he spends sort of thinking about the cinematic qualities to his storytelling. I'm not really, Marissa, we're not really like that. We like to just kind of like plop the camera down, and we focus on performance and like just getting it funny, and so that's why the stories in our videos are much looser than some of the other things that you see. But I mean, I think a lot of these horror films are structured very similarly. They're kind of structured around the kills, and with Luke's movies, that's not really the case. And Luke put some gore into his films. The White-Faced Man opens with some disturbing imagery, and like I think he's trying to satisfy the horror fans in addition to fantasy fans and thriller fans. These movies kind of hit a lot of different genres, and so, and they both kind of have these twists, and it may be a little bit like M. Night Shyamalan, but not quite as like oh god, so the whole movie was that, like it's not like that. They're like, you know, it's crafted so that it's an organic development. So yeah, so Under the Rainbow is about this girl. She's like in her 20s, and she's depressed, and opens with her, she's cutting her leg, and she's a cutter, and she's not doing well. And then there's like this other guy who's like kind of a Jim Jones cult leader. You don't really know what he's doing with his like followers, but he's up to no good. And they cross paths. And then she goes into this sort of fantasy world. And it's like and there's some interesting camera work. Like there's a scene where these two characters are fighting, and normally in a lot of these low budget movies, the fight sequences are extremely difficult to pull off. That's one thing Marissa and I have learned, over the years. And you really have to have a cameraman there. It's hard to do them with a tripod unless you shoot it from a lot of different angles, and then you edit it all together really quickly. But if you have a camera guy there, you can kind of, if you do it correctly, you can kind of get in there and and kind of be with the action. And Luke accomplishes that in Under the Rainbow during a couple like fight sequences. So yeah, and then like I said, I don't want to give it away. So sometimes these movies are hard to discuss, but the editing is, Luke wants it to be slick, and so the editing and the camera work and the lighting, he puts time into it. I imagine he probably spends some time planning it out. We don't plan it. We just grab a lamp and just kind of shine it. That's not to say that we don't spend any time on our films. We focus on just certain things, whatever. Everyone has their thing. So yeah, check it out. WestSecondProductions.storeandbe.com. All right, thanks.